Very good afternoon to you here on Youth Empowerment Television Show, your most authoritative youth analysis program you can find across the African continent. Sunny Tuesday afternoon, and today we are going to be discussing something that is very, something that's very contributive to our society. I mean, it's something we all need to support and applaud. It's a very good discussion we need to do, especially as their graduation is coming up. We all need to get on board to see what they are doing. We're having a general outlook at the School of Death, but this one is Grace School of Deaf, right? Good. Okay. So I'll be introducing my guest to you shortly, but before I do so, let me quickly remind you guys that we are live on Facebook. If you want to comment, just make sure you drop your comment beneath the comment section so that we can read the message for you as the show goes on. Don't forget to click the like button, share, so that those who are not able to watch us on TV can be able to get access to us on Facebook for us to have this conversation going. My guest already seated, and I have Dr. Kojo Jonas Anson Watson. He's here with me in the studios, and I have Frederick Anderson also here with me in the studio. We're going to have a general outlook of School of Deaf, but they are from House of Grace School for the Deaf. Okay, good to have you guys here. So I'll let you reintroduce yourselves and also your positions that you occupy as far as the school is concerned.
I'm Frederick Anderson.
Okay.
Headmaster of House of Grace School for the Deaf.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Dr. Kojo Jonas Anson Watson, as he said, and I'm a head of department of the Ghana Department of Integrated Social Science, Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Okay.
But I also act as the deputy or co-director, as I like to call it, the co-director of the House of Grace School for the Deaf.
Okay. So, if you've just joined us, we are going to have a conversation that needs your attention and want you to critically listen to the conversation that we're going to have. It's a conversation. This is not an interview. It's a general discussion that we are having. Again, we are going to be displaying some videos and images so you have a general view of what we are going to be discussing. But let me give you some details. Now, deafness in Ghana, and this is from Wikipedia. It says that the exact number of deaf individuals in Ghana is not known for sure, but it is estimated that there are between 110,000 and 211,000 deaf and hard of hearing people in Ghana. Deaf awareness in Ghana has been on the rise since the arrival of the educator Andrew Foster from America in 1957. And today we are going to look at what are the problems that they are facing. How have they been able to address? Do they need our help? I mean, corporate body, society, that you're listening, and all of that. And the big one, they have a graduation coming up, so we'll be looking at all of that. I'll be starting with the deputy director as he wants to put it. First of all, let me congratulate you guys for what you're doing and all of that. I mean, it's a big step you guys are taking to help children with such problem. Deafness, is it spiritual? Is it a curse? I mean, what really is that? Is it scientific? What really is their situation?
The deafness is normal. It's like hearing. So there's nothing spiritual.
It's like hearing.
Yes. It's if you they have a language. If you can speak the language, they can hear.
Oh,
so I don't think there's anything spiritual about it. It's just that
spirituality.
We just like to attribute everything to a spirit somewhere we never know or see.
Okay.
And it's also, yes, to some extent, some people consider it as an infliction. So it has so many causes. I'm not medical, so I cannot go into details. But I think that some of them are caused by certain deformities within the hearing system. So I can't go into details and I don't know much about them. But deafness is not seriously anything spiritual. It may be some slight mishap within your hearing system and the messages that connect whatever to your brains that may cause that. It's like somebody having a long finger, a short finger, a 6 finger, or maybe sore throat or something. So it's normal. It's possible. Now that we love to use earbuds and earphones and mobile phones, you may develop it at any given time.
Oh, so it means that it can even be developed later on.
Yes. It depends on the way you use your ears and so on.
Hey, so if you like loud music, loud sound,
and that contributes a lot to later stage deafness. But there are some people who may be born with that defect already. So they may develop that inability to hear. But that doesn't mean they are, like, they used to describe them as deaf
and dumb.
And that negative connotation as dumb.
So why did they add dumb? Because I don't think they...
You see,
Headmaster.
Thank you for that question. Well, initially or some time past, they seems to see these people as good for nothing. Most of them because of low level in education, so they couldn't. So when this happens, you could see them that in the society they are a bit downside and that sort. So when that happens,
they've sort of neglected in the societal ladder.
So people see them to be good for nothing. So they also call them those kind of names.
Yeah.
But the word dumb means a bit an insult, because it seems that maybe the person cannot do anything at all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these people can do a lot into education, sports, whatever. They can do a lot. So it means they are not dumb, but just that they have their language, as Doctor said. I remember my lecturer said that when he was young, the parent told him, Patrick, you have your language. So let's assume maybe we came here and maybe I'm speaking Chinese and you are speaking English. Here's the case, you don't understand, you also don't understand, you are going to communicate. So at that particular point, we are also deaf.
That's true.
We are dumb.
That's true. Yes.
In that sense. And that is the thing. If you cannot speak, or you cannot speak somebody's language, you can hear the language, but you don't understand the words, concepts, and sentences.
That's true.
And since you cannot reply to that person, then
also,
you are dumb. That was where they thought that because they couldn't speak or reply to you, so they are dumb.
So we generally, as a majority, have our language, and they also have their language. So the fact that we do not understand theirs did not give us the right to tell them that maybe they are deaf and dumb. Because I'm sure you guys can speak their language.
Oh yes,
I am dumb.
No, you are deaf.
I am
deaf. It's deaf.
I am dumb, deaf, because I cannot sign. You see, we shouldn't say we have language. We have languages.
It's true.
So you are Ever, I am Go. I don't speak Ever.
Yeah.
And you neither can you speak Ga or something. So you may be dumb to a Ga or deaf to a Ga.
Yes.
You see, you can hear the sound of.
But you don't understand it. So to them, you are deaf.
You are deaf, or even to the extent that you can't reply, you are dumb. So you see that there are the languages. So the sign language, which, remember, in language use and communication, sign language is the first thing you pick up, because your son, the baby son or daughter, can't speak.
Yeah.
Whatever he says, you won't understand. So sometimes, you see, that is the first thing you learn. And you use the sign language to emphasize things you say, the way we use gesture. So it means that it's a language.
It's even the first language we pick up.
Sure.
Non-verbal communication.
Yes.
It's sometimes much more visible and important than the words you say.
You speak, Wow, I'm sure we are getting some education here on Youth Empowerment Television Show. Those who just joined us, we are having an exclusive interview with, should I say, management of House of Grace School of the Deaf. And so we are having deep discussions. We'll come to their graduation too, which is happening. All of us must support and be there and see how best this goes. So if you're watching us on Facebook, don't forget to drop your comment, all your questions, everything that you have heard. So far as this discussion is concerned, you can bring it up so that we can ask it for you, or send us a message on 0548503799, 0548503799. Text message, WhatsApp message. We'll do our best to read it for you on Facebook, on Multi TV, on Satellite TV, on Go TV. We are live here in the studios of Pan African TV. Okay, so is it curable? I mean, let's say those who are born with it. Are there instances where somebody, maybe 5 years, 10 years, the person could not speak our language and speaks their language? Is there a possible way that they can start understanding our language and speak our language too as well?
Actually, me personally have not come across someone who was born deaf and then now could be able to speak. No. But what could be done is to do this implant. That's the cochlear implant. Yes, that is what can be done. And
That's an implant?
Yeah, there's an implant.
Okay.
But according to research, it shows that, those kind of implants are not done in Ghana here.
Okay.
So, where or the places where it is being done, then it means the person should be in that particular condition. So let's assume the implant was done in America. You should be there. Because when they come to Ghana, you see our condition and the kind of the culture, the sun, our environment could not or will not be able to help. But as I said, if maybe you are born deaf, at least being able to go to school, learn the sign language, able to communicate, read and write, I think that one alone is enough, because having this implant or getting that kind of medical could also has its own side effects and then other problems that could be. But you could see that there are so many deaf in Ghana here. I know one deaf lawyer in Ghana here. I've not seen him even with hearing aid before. But he goes, he drives, he does.
So that lawyer goes to court, meaning the judges have been trained to also hear his language. How does he practice?
Actually, he just passed
away.
Yes.
Okay. May he rest in peace.
No. He's coming to our graduation.
At the graduation.
Oh, you said he just passed what?
No, he passed the law.
The bar exam.
Yes.
Okay. That's right. I'm a law student myself, so I find it. I wonder how he was able to. It means that they. Okay, so people with this deafness. Do people with blindness, they have a special way they write and all of those things? People with deafness, do they write like normal, right? Or they also have a way of writing? They write the same exam like BEC, the normal BEC?
We will come to, I think you will come to that, but they are, like I told you, they are normal. Look, let's just imagine that you went to China to study and they are teaching you in Chinese. That's the same thing.
Wow.
Yes, I traveled abroad and I have to live in a country where I have to learn the language.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's just, you see, unfortunately for them, it's not their doing. It's us, the way we like discriminating and marginalizing, stigmatizing people. We look down upon them. So, like you said, those who came in from the US created the awareness. So, recognizing that we have this group of people here, we set up various schools to try to train them to live like and understand our culture like our culture, so-called our culture, without thinking that they are living also in a culture.
Yeah.
So the part of it is that we've created a headache and a difficulty for them. They need to transport themselves into
the society,
our society.
And feel very normal with everything.
We call it inclusiveness. Who are we including? We are including them in us, but we are not including ourselves in them. And this is where the discrimination is. You see. So if you could sign, like he feels comfortable within their community, and so he's included in their community. But they are now having a double, but they can sign. So when you see them, you can't sign. They exclude you. But they are now learning to live in your culture. So you see that they are included in their. You are excluded.
We are not. Yeah.
So now, where is that inclusion?
Of course.
If you look at it,
there must be a balance.
Yes.
Wow.
So you see, the sign language is a means for them to communicate, and the communication is for them to get included in our specific culture. And one means is to learn how to read and write. Yeah. So I think the headmaster, what he's done marvelously within the past 5-6 years, is to allow them to learn their own original sign language. They learn the Chi or Ga sign language, and then they are now learning the English sign language, and they write and speak perfect English like us.
Chi sign language.
He is the authority.
You see, sign language itself is a local language.
Okay.
So, for example, maybe if you want to say something like this, what is your name?
Yeah.
In sign language, it will be you, name, what. So when you bring that one to local language, it's like within the same.
Yeah.
That is how the sign language.
So is it within the sign? The sign will be different from how it will be in English.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you should do that for us. Maybe what is your name, and then within the sign, how different is the sign language going to be?
What is your name?
Yes.
That is what is your name.
Okay.
That is the proper English structure.
English structure, yeah.
Now in sign language,
Yeah.
it will be you, name, what.
Okay.
That is sign language.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in our school, for instance, what we do is that we teach them this sign language. Then for examination sake, and then for them also to be able to read, maybe when giving them an article, they can also read. We also teach them the English structure.
English as a lingua franca.
The good structure.
The structure itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when they go to the exam hall, they over there will not be expected for them to write like you, name, what. No, that kind of grammar.
More or less like they are broken English.
Yes.
is
Okay.
out. So in House of Grace, that is what we do.
Wow.
That is how come our children in their first BECE had this 100%. Then the second BECE too, we also had the same.
100% pass.
Yes, 100% pass. 14 candidates, they all passed in their English languages. The second batch to 13 candidates, they also passed in their English language. That is what we do, you know. And we also give them storybooks from day one. So when it comes to House of Grace, in each class, we have storybooks for at least simple structure.
Let me ask this so we come back. So when they are reading the storybook, let's say they are reading a market day at Asasewa. Normally when we are reading in our beds and we don't bring it out, we read in our mind. So we go like, okay, like market day in our mind. So for them, do they also imagine sign language in their minds to read it? Or the mind speaks it? Like how is that done?
Yes, so as it's done in every school, what we do is that, you know, we have concepts.
Okay.
So as you said, the market day at Asasewa.
Yeah.
So how do you sign markets in the first place? Then how do you sign day? Then at. Then that Asasewa is a name, so we are going to get a sign for. So you just put them together. So in this case, in their minds, they will sign according to what you said, but it's just that they will not give you the voice.
Okay.
So if, for instance, if I'm standing in front of them, they will be able to sign a market day at maybe Asasewa.
Yeah.
Then I'll be able to understand what the person is talking about.
Yeah.
So that is how they...
Yeah, senior. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, in the initial stages, for them to begin to understand most of the concepts we use in our common everyday language, when they are young and they enter from KG, we begin to take them to
Okay, so sorry, if you're watching us, that is the videos you are seeing here. You can see some of the children going through the educational process, or let's say how it is done over there in their school. So very well.
So from KG class 1, and so we take them on excursions to markets,
Okay.
to beach,
Give them a practical feel of
shopping centers, post office. We've taken them to broadcasting houses,
Wow.
Tema Harbour Airport. So they see and feel and understand these things. So it's the picture is then embedded in their mind.
Okay.
So when you talk about market, they look at it.
Yeah.
Yes. We've tried to even experiment to a point that you can even give them money to go to the shops to market, for instance. So you see that it's kind of practical integration and understanding.
Okay, so when you try this practicality, making them go to the market, when they get there, how do they point to the things?
Yes. They point.
Okay, and let's say goods that don't have price tag, how does a person say this is 5,000? That's a difficulty.
Yes, that's the difficulty part of it. But we also teach
Or when you
them,
write, they can see.
Yes, when you
That's
write,
why
they can notice.
the writing is important.
Right.
And then they also maybe teach them money, maybe the balances and how to do change.
Okay.
We do all this. So at least
in your school?
in the school. And you know, I have a 10-year-old girl who manages the mother's provision shop when the mother is not around. She can manage the place perfectly. That is Emanuela.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Yes, it's not that they are not functional.
Yeah.
They can function. That is if you empower them to do it. It's just that if you continuously, I recently learned this helicopter parenting. If you do the helicopter and do everything, you tend to think they cannot function within society. Then you are marginalizing them much more. I had one of our teachers who comes from Finland. She was deaf. She came on her own to Ghana and then continued by some means. She went to South Africa, stayed throughout the Southern Africa. I don't know whether she went by road or ship. She went through South Africa and came back through, was it Nigeria or something? And she was alone. She has a piece of paper and she writes on it. They can function. So it depends on the cultural setting. If you enable them, or we enable all of them, they can be what we want them to be.
0548503799, 0548503799. Send us a text message, WhatsApp message on the discussion that we are having here. Okay. So the graduation ceremony. How many people have you graduated since the school's inception?
There's our second graduation.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our first one that was in December 2021. Yes, and the second one is coming on 25th of June.
Okay, for the final years who have written their exams.
Yes.
We have what we have done is that the JHS 3 graduated. The first, was it 2 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. They graduated. There were 14 of them.
Okay.
And they all graduated. Unfortunately, what is happening is that most of the parents do not want their children to go to the government. There's only, I think, 2 or
one, and then there is other inclusive now.
That is secondary.
All inclusive. So whether you're here or you're not.
Yes, that is at Navrongo.
That's at Navrongo. Then there's the Mampo, which is for the secondary school.
So I'm coming with the all inclusive. They have a separate class for them.
No.
So the lecturer must also be able to speak their language and also the.
That is where the problem is. So what they do is that they have a lecturer and then an interpreter.
Oh, okay.
In actual fact, I think when we were coming, we should have brought in an interpreter. He can interpret.
Yeah,
so it's part of his pattern.
Exactly.
Going around interpreting. So, for instance, all that I'm saying, he can interpret it in 2 different languages. You can interpret it in the sign language, that is the vernacular, and then interpret it in English too. So we should have had, because we would have loved them to watch it.
Yeah, of course. So wait, were you deaf at some point?
No, I just had an interest,
From childhood or how?
Actually, what happened was that I had a friend who was deaf, and then whenever she comes around, it's like we find it difficult to communicate with. So I told her that because of you, I need to learn the language so that at least I'll be able to communicate with you. So that is what happened.
So you went to a school to learn?
Yes, I went to school to learn.
And I think that maybe he doesn't want to mention it. In Ghana, I think the Jehovah Witness, this is publicity for them, but the Jehovah Witness are very good. They trained a lot of sign language. And he is one. So
for evangelism and all. So when you go and you meet somebody.
So our school is basically funded by Finnish Lutheran Church.
Okay.
And Ghana Lutheran Church, the Lutheran Church in Ghana also has the
a school
deaf evangelism.
Oh, okay.
So we also, apart from the school, we also run a church for the students.
Okay.
Too. So they bring in an evangelist to preach to them.
Wow.
So interestingly, the Jehovah Witnesses have done a lot of work on that. It's not that other churches are trying to catch up
to do it.
Yes. But you see, one of the issues we have is that, and I think recently it was in our newspapers, most of the sign language schools or deaf schools do not have sign language teachers. And that sets us apart. All our teachers at the House of Grace School for Deaf use sign language.
Wow.
100%. We have 5 deaf teachers, then 6 teachers who are deaf, and they teach from the primary level.
Okay.
And then the others continue with it because of the subject based.
So a child who is brought there who is deaf, how does he get to know that this is 1, 2? Like, how does he?
You see, it's just like we going to the normal school. Yes. When a child is brought to House of Grace, the same what happens in the normal school. That's exactly what happens. You first of all be introduced to maybe objects, identification of objects, sorting out colors, those kind of things. So as you pick, then a sign comes. You pick, or maybe you identify, then a sign. So gradually
You pick it up. And all of that. Wow. So I mean, are you guys considering? Because like you said, most of the parents, when their child graduates, they don't want them to go to the senior high schools, and because there are 2, one inclusive and one strictly for them. Why don't you guys consider running a senior high school for them?
We have
a senior.
We have a SHS 1, SHS 2. So we have about 20
students now.
20
wow.
students.
So you are rolling them to SHS 3. That's good. That's good.
We've been running for the past 2 years. 2 years.
2 years. Wow. I'm very impressed. very impressed. Okay, this one says that, hi Richie, this is a step in the right direction. Let them put their contacts and see what we can do to support. Okay. Right. Let me ask this. Our time is almost up. Let's look at the guide. What is happening on the guide? When is the date? When is the venue? And everything that we need to know.
All right. The graduation is coming on. That is coming Saturday. That is 25th of June.
Okay.
Yes,
25th June.
25th June.
Okay. Where?
Yes. In the school's premises.
Premises. Aplaku. Okay.
Yeah, Aplaku. And then that day we are going to have 2 very important things to do.
Okay.
The first one has to do with Career Day.
Career Day. Okay. What's going to happen on the Career Day?
You know, with this Career Day is something that most of the parents, when you could see that they don't even know what their children can do in future, so they keep asking. What can my child do after school? Maybe after this. So, but when the children, when you ask them, they do say that maybe I want to do this. Yeah. Some of them too, maybe looking at what others are doing, they also want to copy. So that day, the children, they themselves have chosen a career where we in the school have also guided them. It's like we've looked at them and said, okay, what you have chosen, at least you can do it. So we want the school and the parents to come on board. But the unfortunate thing is that most of the parents don't also know and don't even believe in their children. So we want them to come together with their children. They should be there, and they will have people who are going to give a speech. Then the parents will be aware that yes, their children can do something. That is why this deaf lecturer from Kumasi University is coming. Then the lawyer too is coming, and there are some other deaf individuals who have also gone high in academics and in the society are coming as role model. So the parents will also see them.
Wow.
They know that yes, their children can also do something, and they are capable of doing something.
Is that discrimination, Doc, on the job market so far as deafness is concerned? Do we have them employed in companies and all of that?
I think the headmaster knows much.
You see,
headmaster, yeah.
With this one, you could see that there are not that many.
Okay.
Because just recently, you could see that the deaf people in Ghana are also rising up in their education. So right now, when you go to the universities, you could see that they are going through this a lot. And then again, sometimes let's assume in this house, maybe if there is a deaf person here, how are you going to communicate?
Yeah.
So that one sometimes brings some barriers, some challenges. So when that happens, they don't want to come. So the few ones who have moved on, what they do is that they rather go into the teaching profession. So that maybe after the university or the training college, they'll go to the training college. They know they'll go to these schools for the deaf. But now, some of them are coming now because now we have a deaf nurse in Ghana here.
Wow.
Yes, so you could see that they are gradually coming on. And then again, all our universities in Ghana too have also done well. You could see that now they are also bringing on board this deaf brothers and sisters. So they are also being enrolled into this institution. So maybe in the near future, we are going to have them all.
Right, right. Doc, your final words.
Our dream.
Yeah.
Our dream is to provide our youth, deaf children with opportunities.
Okay.
So we have decided to go beyond vocational training. For instance, one of our courses that we want our students to do as a mandatory course in GHS, the GHS is graphic design.
Okay.
That will just be the basics, so that if they do not have any employment, they can go into designing any of these things.
Yeah.
However, there are so many niche areas that the number of deaf people in Ghana is a bit large.
Yeah.
We don't have pharmacists there. We don't have, like you said, nurses, even up to the doctor. As a medical doctor, we are looking to train some of them. We are looking to train lawyers.
Wow.
And then we want to go beyond only vocational training, and then put them into
academic portfolios.
We also, one thing we also offer is the training of so-called normal people.
Yeah.
We offer training, sign language training for security services, police, nurses, doctors, so that they, just imagine, describe pain. You see, there are ranges of pain.
Yeah.
So when you don't understand the language and you come and they say, I am in pain, even in P,
it's difficult to really answer.
Times of pain, that's all. But in the deaf, they can maybe sign different. But how do you
know that this person is in pain and needs help? Yeah.
So we want to train also these people in key functional positions to
be able to communicate and understand.
Basic. Then
is it very expensive to of course, if a parent is watching, if anybody is watching and they want to bring their children with deafness to your school, or people in the professional sector who needs education and all of that, is it expensive to tutor there?
First, before the headmaster comes.
Very well, yeah.
You see, our challenge has been funding.
Of course, yeah.
We are very fortunate to have the Finnish Church sponsoring us.
Okay.
So what they do is that they pay the salaries of our teachers. We are about 17 to 20 workers in there.
Okay.
And we have about 100 pupils and students.
Okay.
So, but now the running expense is becoming too much.
Okay.
And most of these afflictions are on parents who do not have the ability to pay. So our fees, like the headmaster, is one of the lowest. I'll leave him to tell you how much we charge.
Because with this tuition, then between 2,000 to 5,000.
No, not at all.
How much do you charge?
Not at all. You know, it's just 400 cedis.
I don't understand. For registration or what?
Yes, just 400 cedis a term.
For registration, it's different from the school fees, right?
No, that is the whole thing. The
400 Ghana cedis.
400.
And we still have parents who don't pay.
Who don't pay?
The SHS is about 900.
900 and that one cry.
And they don't pay.
They don't pay. So what do you do? You know, you can't just let them go home.
And that's the painful aspect of it. If a parent doesn't pay, you can't say go home, because we are not here to educate the parent. It's the child that has become our primary focus.
This is a pure humanitarian
it's serious
engagement.
Sometimes we are always struggling. We use 2 buses. If you see our bus, sometimes I'm in the street and I see my bus, I don't want to look at it because it's in a deplorable position. Sometimes the police have to help us to even push it. So, feeding fee.
Wow. So if you're watching, Doc, this is your camera. I want you to speak to individuals, corporate bodies who wants to support and all of that.
Yes, I think that I'm taking the role of the headmaster to do this.
The headmaster to have the opportunity to come.
We really need your help. The House of Grace School for the Deaf is at Taplaku, Kukrobiti, in a very nice scenic area. We've done our best for the past 15 years or so. We've been able to train 100 children. We've offered some form of education for them They are very beautiful children, but they are challenging. We need a bus. Our children, some come from as far as Usu, Adina, 37, and then we also have another wing that goes to Kaswa, Ablekuma. But we can't do it alone. At the moment, we are seriously struggling. Our salaries for the teachers are low. It's a sacrificial job.
Yeah.
And then our bus. We also need space. We have built to a point we need to accommodate.
Yeah.
We can't take more children because we don't have space.
Yeah.
We don't have space in our bus, and we don't have enough money to employ teachers.
So in that regard, people who want to apply, can they apply because of space? Because I have somebody.
No, they can apply.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, for future sake, you need to expand the building.
We need to expand
be able
because
to
we have
accommodate
more people, more children who will be willing to come.
Yes.
We are not saying even if we build a tent for them, we will still do it.
Just to educate them.
Yes, it will be beautiful for your wards to have a very conducive atmosphere for learning.
Yeah.
We also need, if you have any used laptop, because of the graphic design.
Yeah.
And then you remember these children learn by sight.
Gestures and sight, yeah.
So we want to transfer most of the learning materials onto the projectors and so on. So we need a functional laptop. If you have a second-hand one, we'll be very grateful if you donate them to us.
Just in a second, our time is up. So if you just any viewers, your contact, because people want to enroll, if you can put your contact there briefly. This is your camera. So you
all right. House of Grace School for the Deaf. You can reach us on 0249016166 or 0559266991. Yes. Any of these numbers you can reach us on.
Okay, all right. This one said, Mr. Host, I just joined the program. Where can I locate them? Because I have an 8-year-old daughter who used to talk, but strange, she doesn't talk anymore. This is by Sabik. Okay, Sabik, this is your statement. Just quick one. This one also says that what about if one is amputated? How do they? Okay, do they have scholarship for the? Okay. Right. This was I started learning with some deaf friends because I had to interpret for them at church. Though family and friends discouraged me at some point, I still remember the basic. They are really nice people to deal with once you get to understand them. Thank you so much for coming. On the graduation time, would be there to support and see what we can do. I personally will get in touch and see what I can also do to support and see how things can go. This is where time will permit us on another exciting edition of Youth Empowerment Television Show. My name is Rishwan Amufasapon. If you say a prayer, say some for me. Tomorrow we are discussing a very, very, very important topic. Quite interesting topic. Let me just announce the topic so that we can leave this place. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So we'll have the Nooks Secretary for Education to join us. Thursday, we are looking at the general health education on gonorrhea and all of that. So we'll be educating you guys so far as this week is concerned. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.